Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the Old Lady, and this is Season 1, Episode 1 of a Steeltown Story, eh? This is going to be a story about Hamilton. Hamilton, Ontario, a steel town from many years ago, and the team that they built to take part in the Canadian Premier League. That would be Forge FC. And here we go. Here is the team. This is going to be a one-match episode because we're going to spend some time looking at the team as well as playing that one match. So let's have a look at the squad. I'm going to organize it by position. There we go. So when we got here, there was a squad of about 17 or 18 players, which was a little inadequate. The league rules require, let me just show you this here first because this governs what else we do. The league rules require that there must be no more than 5 foreign players in the playing 11, only players registered, obviously, 7 subs, maximum 3 used. Under 21 domestic players must play a combined total of 1,000 minutes in the 28 matches played. Teams will be fined $10,000 Canadian if they fail to meet this threshold. That's a pretty significant chunk of money for us. We don't really want to lose that money. So, the league sorting rules, just because they're a little different and you might want to know about them. Games won, goal difference, goals scored, in that order. So games won comes first, then goal difference, then goals scored. Okay? Important. I don't understand what this note means, though. Team records against other teams on the same points will be sorted by the rules in the following order. Right, but what happened to all of this? They might have different games won. They might have different goal difference. I don't understand. I guess we're gonna find out at the end of the season. Okay, so the Canadian Premier League. Let's give you a quick overview. There are 7 teams currently in the initial version of the Canadian Premier League, and we're probably only going to play a few seasons on this at most because of changes that they've made to the league, which makes it a lot more easy to use going forward. So right now we've got an unbalanced schedule, 10 in the first half and 18 in the second half, and it's organized like a South American league with an opening and a closing stage, and the 2 teams that win the opening and closing stages, assuming they're different teams, play down for the championship. I'm not sure how they decide what the next team is if somebody wins both halves, so who knows, we'll find out. So the team we've chosen is Forge FC, which is from Hamilton, Ontario, a steel town. You may have seen the trailer that we did in which there was quite a lot of, steel and stuff. So here's the team. I'm going back over to the team now. So you've seen the rules. We have 2 goalkeepers. We started with one. I went out and got another one. This is the one we started with, Tristan Henry, a Canadian. And, he's pretty all right. His handling is a little lower than I'd like, but other than that, pretty good numbers in reasonable places. 15 agility is a nice addition. His positioning could be just a hair better, but that's okay. Overall, a decent keeper. And our backup, Jordan Tisseur, is only 18 years old. He also looks pretty good. He's got the better handling, but he's not so good at one-on-ones or anticipation or communication as Henry is. So Tisseur is the backup. And I think that's we've got reasonable goalkeeping behind us. In terms of central defenders, it's kind of messed up in how it lists them here. But here's our our best central defender, David Edgar, 31-year-old Canadian international, 4.5 stars. He's everything we need in a thing, except he's not fast. Okay, that's an important thing. He's not fast. So I went out and tried to find a fast defender who could go alongside him. I was not able to particularly. Knutsen or Krutz, is it Krutzen? I can't read it very well. Krutzen, I think, from Belgium, is also pace 9, but at least has a bit of acceleration. Both of them are well. He's a reasonable center back. Edgar obviously is much better. We also have Samuel. Yes, he also can play center back if we need him to. He's an effective left back too, though, so we're not really in a big hurry to make him play there. Speaking of left backs, as I said, we've got Dominic Samuel, and I actually wonder, looking at him, if he is related to Randy Samuel, who was a great Canadian international in the 80s and 90s. Played in Norway. Anyway, a central defender as well. Tall, strong, really elegant. I really enjoyed watching him play. He was my favorite player for a while. So that's one left back. The other left back is Monty Mosen, 18-year-old Canadian. He's more of a prospect than a player, but he'll be fine. Don't worry about the arrows. That's just temporary because of the way we're playing. We're working right now. We also have where is he? Jonathan Grant, who can play the right side with reasonable effectiveness. I'm quite happy to let him play on the right side. He's a decent defender, as well as he's got crossing and passing. Not great, but good for this league. Where else? That's one right back. Where's the other? Here he is, back here. Clyde Sela, or maybe Clady, I'm not sure. I'm going to call him Clyde Sela. And, again, a reasonably good right back. Can't really cross, and his passing isn't great. But he's got a little bit of pace, that's nice. Bit of work rate. He'll do okay. He's the backup. So, and finally, Emile Legault, one of the players I signed this summer. Excellent young backup, 19-year-old. Lots of pace. Notice that's important because I want him to be able to play center back occasionally when we need him. He is more of a fullback, but you can play him in the center back role if we need to. So he's got tackling, and his positioning isn't super, but his tackling and marking are all right. So, and his heading's okay. He can jump, not too bad. So if I need to, he's there for a center back. All right, moving up, we are going to be playing a 4-2-1-3 DM wide asymmetric MCR. And the reason for this is we have two really good defensive midfielders who are much better in defensive midfield than they are in midfield, and one excellent midfielder. He's really our star player, Kyle Becker. So in that situation, I decided to go with two defensive midfielders and one central midfielder. But you'll notice that one of them is a segundo volante, and that would be Eliman Cisse, who is Senegalese. There you go. And what I've discovered with him is that he has an incredibly powerful shot. It doesn't show up anywhere in his stats particularly. He's got a decent long shots of 10, but he scored, well, you can see 5 goals in 6 games in the preseason, and most of them were screamers from 30 meters. He can belt the ball. So, I mean, he led the team in scoring from segundo volante in the preseason. Okay. Awua, another good defensive midfielder playing at ball winning. I'm perfectly happy to have him there. This is asymmetrical because Becker plays very best at Mazzala, and I like to play people where they're at their very best. He can also play central midfield on attack. It's not quite as good, but he can do it. But I'd like to play him where he's really strong, and he played very well in the preseason for us playing there. So he's on the right side because Haber is on the right is on the wing, and Chouanier on the left wing is an inverted winger, so he'll be cutting inside here. Haber will stay on the wing, so Becker fills in the space there, and you can see that in the bright green over here. We will probably end up focusing some of our attacks down the right because we're strong here. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Other players, we've also got Ashinoti Johnson. Jonsson, I should say. I hadn't noticed he's Swedish. Cool. An excellent center midfielder. He can play in both places. He's effective, ball-winning midfielder. He'll be playing regularly for us. Never mind the fringe player rating that was here before I got here, so he'll get more than that. Dane Domic, a good midfield center, a backup direct for Becker. He's a 1-for-1 with Becker. He doesn't play Mazzala, but he does play midfield center, central midfielder on attack, and he's good at it. And it works out more or less the same. Not quite, but works out pretty similar. And he filled in quite well for us in center midfield. Chris Nanko is our right winger. He can play left wing as well, but he's by far our best winger. He's got crossing 10. He can cross, he can pass, he's got a little vision, determination, he's aggressive, he's got some pace. He's a good winger. All right, so he's very valuable to us. And Cadell Thomas is the backup left winger. Again, effective winger. Perfectly happy to use him. He will get his time this year for sure. In front of him, Chouanier, a little bit better as a winger, better passing, a little bit better pace, a little better work rate, but quite decent. He was responsible for many of our assists in the preseason. And Daniel Haber, who is probably our best player overall in terms of attacking, with the ability to dribble and run, and he's got some pace and work rate and great mentals, and he's just a really good player. He's one of the ones we brought in this summer. And finally, up front, our target man, Novak. He is all of 6 feet tall, but that's fine. He's good enough. Good 3-star player, 14 finishing. He can do the business. He's not very quick, unfortunately, 11 and 9, but he's not terrible either. And finally, Marcel Ziyech, his backup at striker. Oh, that's his direct backup. More likely, if we need to take Novak off, we move Haber up front and bring on Chris Nanko to play on the right side. So that's more likely. The only other players that I have not looked at yet are Giuliano Frano, again, Canadian, 25-year-old, versatile player, can play in midfield, defensive center, or center midfield, and at right back. So lots of possibilities there. I find his versatility really useful. Who else? Thomas Gardner, another one I signed this summer, center midfielder, a bit more of a defensive player than Dane Domic, so he's not really a straight replacement for Becker, but he is a solid player who can play the segundo volante role with some pizzazz, not quite what Cisse does, but with some ability. And I think he's going to be a good one again. 21. Vincent Lamy, a pacey forward. Vincent Lamy, I suppose his name is actually, and he is, he's got no determination, which really bugs me, and his work rate's a little low. But he's got some stats that might suggest that he's going to be okay. So we keep him. He's 2 star, 3 star. He's not necessarily going to pull up any trees, but he'll keep us backed up at striker, and we'll be able to get some more under 21 minutes out of him. So today's opponent. Now I've gotten through all of that. Our Halifax Wanderers FC. We're going out to the East Coast. So a trip of probably 2,300 kilometers, something like that. So just another day in Canada. Just another away match. We are going, as a result, to play a couple of guys who would maybe not normally get the start. Tristan Henry's going to start on the bench. He's just coming back from an injury, and while he can play, he's not in great shape yet. So we'll let Jordan Tisseur take the game. And Monty Mosen comes in at left back, just because I want to let the secondary players get their games in. So I'm going to actually bring in Akinoti Jonsson for Kwame as well. Just an extra, saving my better players for the better teams, because in 3 days we have to play Pacific FC back at home, and that's going to be a tough match. They're a much better team than Halifax are. So let's get on with the game. I've waffled for a long time now. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get on with that game. Oh my goodness. Lots of waffling. Sorry about that, but I wanted to introduce the team to you. So anyway, there we go. There's the team for today. Tisseur, Mosen, Crutzen, Edgar Grant, Cisse, Akinoti Jonsson, Becker, Schwanier, Haber, don't know which one it is, Novak. Let's roll. We are slightly favored in this one, but not heavily. We're apparently in the apartment building section of Halifax. Okay. I'm going to try expecting them to win and see how that goes. Nothing. We still don't have quite enough support to get much reaction out of the players yet. So, about to take charge of your first match is Forge FC Manager. Can you sum up your feelings? Plenty of time to think and prepare. Ready to go out and do what I came here to do. Yeah, in other circumstances we might have risked him, but we didn't feel the need to do so here. Might play on Tuesday or whatever, Wednesday, whenever it is that our next match is, but might not. We may need a couple more games in the backup games, I guess. Although where he's going to get those, I don't know. I guess not. We don't have any youth set up. There's no under 23s team or a B team or anything like that. So the squad you see is the squad you get. Oh, whoa, that was close. Off the post. I was going to run this on extended highlights, but then I talked for 16 minutes, so I'm going to keep it on key highlights. Mosen. Cisse. Back to Mosen. Like I said, watch out for Cisse when he gets into that area in front of the box like this. Okay, he didn't get the space. If he gets the space, he will let loose. Schwanier, back to Mosen. Cisse. Crutzen, Mosen, Cisse. Beautiful ball over the top for Becker. Becker with the first goal of the season. Kyle Becker, former captain. Captain is now David Edgar. Kyle Becker has a leadership of 4, so as much as I appreciate his star player qualities, he's not a leader. And I need my captain to be a good leader, because I use my captain all the time. That's a good start. Our club vision is that we are to finish within the top 3 of this 7-team division. So that's not a huge challenge, but it's we are season preview favored to finish 4th. So we do have to exceed our preseason expectations just a little bit. Nice touch, Novak. Haber. Oh, almost squeaks it in. Becker. Nope. Haber. Becker. Offside. That's their best player who just got booked, Belanguayot. Everything goes through him in the midfield. Cisse's shot just misses. Kyle Becker can bend them like that too. He scored an absolute beauty in the last friendly match. Although to be fair, we did win that match 9-0, so pretty much everybody got one. Definitely guard against complacency. Let's do this. Complacency was a problem in the preseason, so I'm worried about it here. I want to make sure that we stay focused when the games are for real. Oh, he's got it. Haber. His first goal of the season, Forge's second, and we're up 2-0 over HFX Wanderers. Well done, well done. Headed away nicely, Chouanière. Nice, Becker. Good turn, finds Haber. Back for Becker. No. Halifax putting together a bit more of a string of play here. In the 70th minute. The cross still headed away cleanly. All the way back, out wide to Restrepo. Oh, and they've gotten the goal back. Papouche, Pierre Rudolph Maillard. And as I said, Belanguayot was the, or Guayot, I didn't see what his name is. He was the one there. Tissot got a hand to it, but couldn't quite keep it out. Ball goes right through the box. Chouanière, oh gosh, he's off. Chouanière tackles a man, and Belanguayot second. Oh gosh, that's not going to help them. Haber steals. Novak. Out wide for Chouanière. Chouanière to Cisse, back to Novak. Tries a shot. Becker. Shot is blocked. Becker on the corner. Oh, Novak with the header at the back post. Nice try. Goalkeeper's on it. offside, offside, offside. We'll go back to positive for the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Oh, that should have been a goal. My goodness. Who was that? I think it was 19, Haber, whatever his name is. What's his first name? Novak. Cisse with the header, Novak with the goal. That should put it pretty much beyond reach. 3-1 with about 2 minutes to play. Nice goal. Look at all the yellow cards they've taken. Is that 8 yellow cards? Wow. That's a lot of bookings. My goodness. 24 total fouls to 5. I guess what HFX Wanderers have come to this league to do. Kick the living stuffing out of the rest of the league. A good win, boys. Well done. That's all you need. Excellent stuff. We're up in 3rd place despite having only 1 game played. And we play Pacific FC next. So they are listed just ahead of us in the season preview. There's a clear split in the season preview, by the way, between the top 4 teams, Cavalry, York, Pacific, and Forge, and the bottom 3 teams, Edmonton, Halifax, and Valor. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Valor, overview, profile, manager, Rob Gale, set nickname, Jeremy Scooter is now in charge at Valor Football Club. He's a big fan of them. I thought it was only fair. So there you go, Jeremy. You're in charge. It's your fault if they end up last. Good stuff. Good stuff. Don't worry about that. Good stuff. 2 assists. I'll praise that. His performance with creating chances was excellent. Thank you very much. Excellent stuff. In case you were wondering, the transfer history, how much did we spend? Well, we added it all up together and it came out to nothing. Nothing. These are the guys I signed, the ones who came out on the 12th of March and later. These ones are players who were here before I got here. So there you go. That's going to do it for today's episode. I'm going to leave it there. It's long enough. We're nearly at 30 minutes. Sorry about that, but it is an opening episode. I hope you'll forgive me. And I hope you're looking forward to this series, because I certainly am. It's my first time. It's my second time playing in Canada on YouTube. I did the Canada to Qatar and then Canada to everywhere save as it went on. It back in 2018 in the FM 2018. So not my first time in Canada, but my first time coaching a club team in Canada. So that's kind of exciting. It's nice. Forge FC are only about 80 kilometers from my home, so they're for Canadian distances. That's pretty much my local team. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I hope you are too. I hope you have a great day and take care.